From the Victory Studios in downtown Little Rock, this is Capitol View.
Welcome to Capitol View. I'm your host, Roby Brock. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, what was it like at the Republican and the Democratic National Conventions? Joining me now to talk politics, Representative Jamie Scott, Democrat of North Little Rock, Senator Ben Gilmore, Republican of R-Crossett. Welcome to you both. Thanks for being here. Happy Labor Day weekend.
Yeah,
it's good. Hope you guys get some rest.
Looking forward to a long
That's what we're supposed to
weekend.
do. All right, we're going to go chronologically. The Republican convention happened first. You were there. You were a delegate, weren't you, Ben?
Alternate delegate.
Alternate delegate. What's it like in the convention building? What was it like at the Republican convention in Milwaukee?
I think a word to sum it up was electric. I mean, when you walk in and there's just a wash of people and they're all excited. They're excited for what they're going to see happen on the stage, but they're also excited for the election coming up. I mean, it was one of those really moving moments. And then you have really neat moments hearing from figures that you see on TV or figures that you just see walking in a hallway and that you know from TV or something, you grab a picture with them. So it was a really cool moment. But then just hearing some of the speeches that move you, speeches from like the Gold Star families that talked about what happened in Afghanistan and in the withdrawal. I mean, just things that just really move you, bring some solemnity to the moment. And then make you want to mourn with them. So a lot of wash of emotions from ups and downs and everything in between. So it was a really great moment.
Yeah, Jamie, you originally filed to be a delegate and got a totally different experience than what you planned on originally. What was the Democratic National Convention like, particularly with Kamala Harris being the nominee?
It was pretty exciting because I was at Hillary's convention in 2016, and the first presidential race I ever worked on, first race period, was Hillary's race in 2007. So just in my mind, going through all these moments of how I felt in Iowa when we lost, and you know, all the different battleground states I went to, and then being there and being on the floor when Hillary accepted the nomination. I was just overwhelmed with emotion to be there, for the joy, the energy. We had such an inclusive platform. I felt like it looked like the United States of America, like what I saw, the people that spoke. And we also invited people who we don't necessarily always agree with on every issue. Yeah. They had a platform in a space in a respectful manner that we're gonna fight for democracy. Like, we can put some things aside. We don't have to agree on every issue, but this is gonna be probably one of the most important elections in my lifetime. And so to be there in all these different, you know, spaces and just all these different emotions that I had, I was just like overwhelmed with joy to see that I am still fighting for a woman to still be president of the United States. And that's how I got into politics. And
awesome.
To be there for that moment, it was just full of energy, like you were saying, to be there with your candidates and hear them tell a story. So to me, Vice President Harris and Governor Walz, they laid out to us that they're fighting for the people, they're fighting for our freedoms, they're fighting for our future. And that's what I want to be a part of. I saw what I want to be a part of. And so there was so much energy and momentum, and hopefully we can take that into the final, 70 days of the election.
Something about
that.
Did you get to meet Hulk Hogan when you were there?
I did not, but I'll tell you, when the T-shirt got ripped, I mean, it was a pretty wild moment in the hall. But just to double back on what she said, I mean, it was just hearing from so many people just share, you know, our view for what we want as the leadership of America, and to see so many people come together. We saw a lot of unity at our convention that, frankly, it was a really moving moment. I mean, I was on the flight up there when got the news that the president had been shot. Yeah. So that was a pretty somber moment. And knowing, you know, on the way up there, what that means for a convention, right? Knowing that this is going to be unlike any other convention we've ever seen.
Did you wear an ear pad thing?
I did not wear an ear pad, but I will tell you, it was just an amazing experience. And then just understanding that, like, we had a lot of unity after that moment, and there was a lot of just humility and understanding that, like, just, you know, a few millimeters difference would have made a huge difference in this race when it came to an assassin's bullet.
Yeah.
So,
Jamie, tell me, did you get your picture made with Oprah or Michelle Obama? Because those would have been the.
We had all the stars. Not saying y'all didn't, but I mean, a lot of people
I mentioned Hulk Hogan. Come on now.
Okay, I said we had the stars. So it was just inspiring to hear those women speak from that platform. And Oprah is not a registered anything, you know, and to come out publicly and say, like, This is who she's supporting. This is what she believes in. I think our race is just charting a different path for America.
I noticed that Oprah wore purple, by the way, a little
Yes.
red and blue mixed in there. All right, Jamie, I'll let you go first. Tell me why Kamala Harris should be elected president of the United States, and then I'm going to let you tell me why Donald Trump should be.
Well, she's been a fighter for the people from her days as a prosecutor to her work as vice president. And if you talk about the accomplishments of the Biden-Harris administration, she, specifically in Arkansas, $1.7 billion investment in internet for Arkansans, 170 billion student loan debt cancellations. I help firefighters, principals, police officers in my district with their student loan paperwork, and they've received student loan forgiveness. President Biden and her worked to cap insulin at $35 for seniors. She wants to expand that. She also wants to reinstate the tax credit for children at, I think it's $3,600, and she wants to implement $6,000 tax credit for newborns for the first year of their lives. And she wants to do a bold vision for $25,000 down payment for new home first buyers. She also wants to give tax credits to people who want to build for affordable housing. I mean, she's done the work. She's accomplished. This administration has done the work. She has a bold vision for the future, and I'm just very supportive of her.
You're in trouble, Ben. She brought facts. I mean, she brought, like, policy, things right there. Why should Donald Trump be president?
Well, I think the facts are, if you look at under the Donald Trump administration, Arkansans and Americans were safer. The border we weren't seeing the influx of people rolling across our border, bringing drugs, bringing crime with them that we're seeing now under the Biden, well, now Harris administration. And so I think when you look at everything that we've seen under Trump, inflation was a lot lower. I mean, right now, you talk to people in my district, just kitchen table issues, they're hard, it's hard to make ends meet. They're having a hard time just going to the grocery store and buying the things that they need to support their family or feed their family. And so when you look at all those things, just talking jobs and the economy, we are in much better shape with Donald Trump with his tax plan and everything that we saw there. And then just moving forward with crime and immigration and the southern border. I mean, look, Kamala Harris was in charge of the southern border, and we see where that got us under the Biden-Harris administration, and that tells us where we're gonna be under the Harris administration if she's elected. So I think it's pretty safe to say that with Donald Trump, we were a lot safer and our border was a lot more secure.
All right, we have to wrap up pretty closely here, but I think when we get off the air, you guys can debate, each other's answers a little bit more. I want to give you both about 30, 45 seconds apiece. Tell me what you're going to be doing in the next legislative session. Give me one priority that you're working on.
To expand the Crown Act. It was a bipartisan bill that I did with Senator Breanne Davis. I've been working with my police chief from North Little Rock and Little Rock. They've called about some issues and concerns, so we're trying to come up with a bill that will help them. So that's just one of the pieces of legislation that I.
Your hair looks nice today, by the way. So,
well, thank you.
The Crown Act there. Yeah.
Did you say
Your
anything
hair
about
looks nice today too, Ben.
Roby,
So,
appreciate that.
What's one thing you'll be working on next session?
Wow, I think probably a lot of little things, but one thing big in particular will be energy policy. A colleague of mine in the Senate, Senator Matt McKee, and I have been working on just what we need to do going forward for energy policy and some of the changes we're going to see with, coal-fired plants coming offline, how we replace that baseload generation, and then how do we keep the costs low for the ratepayer. So I think we'll see a lot surrounding energy policy and look forward to working on some of that.
Sounds like nuclear energy. Well, you got to change that at the federal level. So, so more alternative energy?
I think everything's on the table, right? I think renewables make sense. I think we need to embrace technology. The lithium play in South Arkansas is going to be huge for us. We need to figure out what that looks like and how we can utilize it.
All right. Maybe y'all be working on some legislation together. I'm just saying.
I am committed to finding something to work on with Senator Gilmore.
I'm sure we can find something.
That's always what I try to do. I try to find somebody that I don't agree with a lot of stuff on and find something of substance to work with them on.
I love the common ground.
We don't agree on a lot of stuff? What?
No.
Senator Ben Gilmore, Representative Jamie Scott, Senator-elect Jamie Scott. Y'all be down in the same chamber this time around. Thank y'all both for being here. Yes. All right. After this break, we're back with more right after this.